I still can't believe that you forgot that I was dressing up as you.
I really thought it was going to be a surprise that I was going to pop up on here and be dressed up as you. Damn.
But we've known each other. We've been talking. We've been doing this show for too long. We know when each other is joking at this point.
I know.
Oh, man. I mean, I can't tell if you look like me or not.
I was so happy when I was putting this on.
Welcome to a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on YouTube at TABPOD. Also, just real quick, just in case you're wondering what's going on before we do all the other stuff. We're dressing up as each other. This show was originally supposed to be recorded on Halloween, and then stuff happened. So we postponed it. But you know what? It's kind of apt for how we're going to start the show. Yeah. But yes, if you couldn't tell, Judy is dressed as me. And I, even though she didn't realize that I was going to be doing it until she saw me in my full regalia, am Judy. I got my black shirt, I got my long hair, I got my lipstick, and I've got my gorger. Is that what these are called?
That's a Stanley.
No, I mean, this isn't a Stanley.
But well, you know,
the type of cup is called something, though. I don't want to just say Stanley cup.
You keep calling it a growler, but that's not a growler. Growlers are different.
Oh, I got my growler. Thank you. All right. Before we start, though, I just want to show. Do you know? I asked you if you had ever seen Seventh Heaven, and you said I'm aware of it. And you, for real, look like the youngest daughter, Ruthie. You look like Ruthie. I'm showing it right now if you're watching the video feed. You look like the youngest daughter from Seventh Heaven wearing the backwards hat, so good for you.
Yes, it's not going to stay to cheap wig. Come on.
It's okay. It's okay. You're doing great. Also, I would like to show everyone today I am Lady Drizzle King. So, you know, if anything pops up, I can't even find my stuff. Oh, there it is. If anything pops up, Lady Drizzle King will still make any necessary announcements.
I just need to know what color lipstick you're wearing, because it's actually a very nice color.
I don't know. I just picked the red one because...
Is it from EP or is it just some that you picked up?
Oh, no, I definitely from EP.
Okay.
Yeah, so just text her later and she'll tell you.
Okay.
But I just know that I needed a black shirt and I needed red lipstick. That's what I knew that I needed. You are having so many troubles. Why is it you're the one having troubles with the wig?
Like, I tried this on when I first got it, and I knew my head was too big for it. But
oh, man.
There.
Oh, my God. This is... all right.
I love this, though. It just makes me think this is what your hair would be like if you, like, put a lot of mousse on it and then just kind of let it dry up.
No, that's how my hair is if I just wash it and let it dry.
Really?
Yeah, that's my hair.
Wild. That is so odd.
God.
Okay.
So a lot of things have happened. A lot of things have happened in the world over the last couple days. I don't know if you heard, Judy, but there was an election.
Oh, yeah, there sure was.
I can tell you're super happy about how it went.
Look, I'm not going to shy away from my opinions, but it's not the platform to talk about it.
Fair enough. I mean, we do know that the thing that I've been wanting to bring up to you is how it must feel living in your neighborhood, knowing that you're in the neighborhood that your sign got stolen multiple times.
Yeah. You know, it's not a surprise, I would say, but still like a little surprise at the same time. Like, okay.
So I'm not going to lie. I was super surprised, and I came to realize just how much algorithms have affected my life. And it's because I go on things that I didn't think were algorithmic specific for me. And the news that I had been reading leading up to it was everything was positive for Kamala.
Right.
And then to see how everything actually went, it just shows me that obviously I'm not diversing myself enough, right? That's a me thing.
Yeah.
What I will say about everything is that I've had to speed run the stages of grief. Right? So, well, I think I have them. Hold on, let me pull them up. Let's see. Oh, no, not. See, I did it wrong that time. I put stages of depression and it's stages of grief. All right. So, yeah. So I speed ran all of them: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Okay. So I'm sitting at Asher's baseball game. It's cold and windy because, you know, why would we have a nice night when everything else is going wrong for us?
Exactly.
Right. So I'm sitting there and I see that she's just trailing the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's okay. Things are going to change. Like, votes are still getting counted, all that stuff, right? And then after the game, I go into full anger and I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. Like this, I gotta go to bed with this? This is ridiculous. And I wake up and I'm like, maybe if I don't look at my phone, it didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Right? So that's what, now I'm bargaining.
Yeah.
Into a full day of just kind of silence.
Yeah.
Right? And then finally, a day later, acceptance. And the thing that I want to bring up about it is for me specifically, okay? For me specifically, life is not going to change all that much. I live in a state where not only did we elect the person who got rid of Roe v. Wade, but then we also have elected to put into our Constitution. I say that just because it doesn't become ratified as a law until we vote on it again in 2026. But we elected to put into the state constitution that abortion rights are good for all women. Right. So from that perspective, things aren't really going to change much. Also, all this stuff about Trump being a dictator and a kingmaker and all these things, right? I'm not going to say that they are fully invalid. I do think that he is going to take some personal swings at people. But at the same time, I don't think he's going to do anything that anyone else wouldn't do. I think he's just going to do it much more publicly and louder than probably should be done in order to actually, you know, have people not think he's a monster.
Right.
Now, but other than that, like, I'm not really, look, he doesn't know who I am. Okay. It's not like he's going to be, I want that guy taken care of. No. So when I think about it, the only difference is just that someone that I was not a fan of got elected. And I just kind of need to get over that. Now, like I said, that's me specifically. I understand that there are other people in other situations that feel much differently because it affects them differently. But regardless of how you feel, like, this is where we're at. This is what we have to deal with. Yeah. But I do think it's a hell of a statement that on our first show post-election, we're both in drag.
I know.
Keith looked at me. I don't know if you heard while you were getting ready. He just looked at me and he said, I can't with the lipstick, and walked away.
I can't even talk to you right now with a straight face.
Oh.
That's great.
So, yeah. But I mean, how are you feeling about everything?
It's still very surreal. Like, I mean, clearly my algorithm is obviously also catered to my beliefs, and everyone's just on there, like either half of the women are like crying or the other half are like throwing stuff in anger.
Some people took it too far. So like I saw there was like a professor that canceled her classes because she was so upset about what happened that she couldn't teach that day. Like, come on, we still gotta act like life is life.
Like life is life. It happened, and I mean, what can we do? Like I think Wednesday I had a meeting with my boss and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "Well, I'm here, right?" I could have taken the day off, but like I'm on this meeting with y'all, so.
So I guess my question for you is, and now obviously it's not like you can just pick up and leave, but what's it feel like living in a super right state with this happening with the presidential election? Because you guys, if I was a woman, I would just feel like that's the last place I would want to live.
Look, there are blue dots, which is, I mean, great for our big counties, obviously, like Dallas, Houston, Austin.
That was what was crazy, is that now granted, I did not go around and look at every single solitary large population, but it looked like Kamala won all the big cities, like any city. It was like she won, and then just everyone else was like, no, thank you.
Which, I mean, it's expected. Like, it's what it's been the last couple elections out here, I think. But I told Keith, I go, so what are we gonna do now? I guess we're gonna stay here for a bit. And then so we looked at like the majority blue states, and I was like, okay, let's look at the blue states that we could live in, like realistically, with the home prices. Like, okay, obviously California is out of the question, like we can't afford California. But I was like, and anywhere on the East Coast, like New York, Pennsylvania,
you're kind of, other than maybe Minnesota, you're kind of.
That's what I said. I go, so I guess we're moving to Minnesota.
Enjoy those winters, Jesus.
Right. I was like, so we're gonna be shoveling snow. We might get an accent, like the Minnesota accent. I go, maybe we could root for the Vikings, I guess, since our team is trash out here. So, there's the positives to it, but
yeah. And just going with everything that happened too, like I do want to say, things are probably going to get less expensive in the short term. Like, I think that that's specifically what he ran on. So I do think like he'll make some things cheaper. The reason, if anyone's wondering why I specifically was voting for Kamala, and I'm not even saying that she was going to be able to do this, but for me, I don't just want things to be less expensive. I want there to be actual change. I don't want to be appeased. I want to be built up. Okay.
Yeah.
And I also understand that for things to change for the better, in the immediacy especially, it's going to hurt. And most people in general don't like that aspect, right? Mm-hmm. And that's with anything, think about it. If you're out of shape and you want to get into shape, well, your body is going to hurt for the immediate start of you working out, right? If you start dieting, well, your body is going to be hungry because it's not used to not having all those calories. If you want to get an education, but you're also working full time, well, then you're going to lose sleep and all those things. So that's what I'm saying, is that no matter what, if you ever want improvements, most of the time there is, something that affects you negatively. And that's not me to say that what was happening with this current presidential term with Biden was making things for the better. But I think that under a Trump presidency, it's going to be more status quo of billionaires getting richer and not much else.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Hopefully.
100%, right?
Hopefully, yeah.
But we'll see. Like I said, at least my state said that we respect women, sort of.
Sort of.
Sort of.
Sort of,
My state is so weird. We are the purplest of purple states because all of our Democrats retain their positions pretty much.
Yeah.
And then we voted in for Trump. But then all of our laws also were like, yeah, we want to make this more leftist. Like, I don't know. It's a thing.
It's a thing. This election was just yeah. It is what it is.
maybe we'll have to do like a special podcast where you just get to vent all of your actual feelings.
Maybe. We might lose some followers of our already low follower count.
Hey, speaking of, we're only 3 followers away from 60. So if you want to get on the YouTube, come and, hit the like, share, subscribe. Also, if you want to get into the ticker team, make sure that you go to the Patreon, only $5 a month. Now, Judy.
Yes.
You told me before the show that you wanted. See, this is the thing. You tell me that you have a life update, but you don't tell me anything about the life update. So I'm just like, what is going on in this girl's life? So, and that's just where my whole head is at.
Yeah, it's more, I know, just follow up on more sad news in the life of Judy.
Oh no, it's sad?
It is sad.
Oh God.
So, I know. I was looking up threads for for my bit on the show. And there was a lady who tweeted, she threaded, she's like, popular opinion, losing a pet can be just as hard as losing a person. And I read this.
That's popular opinion?
Yeah, it's like popular opinion.
Okay. No, it's a tough thing.
Yeah. So on Tuesday, I lost our family pet, my parents' dog, or my parents / my brother's dog. Had to be put to sleep because he had a tumor that ruptured.
Okay.
And it was such a rough Tuesday. Like, come on. I had that happen. And then also the election. Like, it's just not been a great week for me. I'm going to be real here.
That was Rocky, right?
That's Rocky. Yeah.
So
our German Shepherd.
I saw, this is going to tell you the type of person that you do a podcast with, okay? I saw you post about how Rocky was the best boy, and obviously it was an in memoriam post.
Yeah.
But in my head, I thought you put Rocket.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole time I'm like, did Judy just lose her dog? Like, babe, I'm not sure. And then I just took, after everything, I took a good 30 seconds and just looked at the picture that you posted.
Yeah.
And I realized, oh yeah, Rocket's a black dog. And this dog is German Shepherd.
It's a German Shepherd, yeah. Yeah.
But then I also just thought maybe you were in your feelings about it. I didn't think that you had just lost a dog. I should have reached out to you and said something. So I am sorry about that.
It was just so sudden. That's the thing. Like, I think that was like the worst part about it is that my dad called me that morning and was like, hey, you should call your mom. And I go, why do I need to call my mom? And he's like, he's crying. Like, okay, my dad is also weird like that. Like, he's so cryptic about things. Like, why can't he just tell me to like upfront instead of be like, hey, call your mom? And then I was like, why? It was just so weird. But yeah, so my mom was like sad and she was crying when I called her. I was like, why is she like, why? I'm like, what happened? And he's like, oh, they might put Rocky to sleep. And I go, what? Why didn't you start with that? Like, what kind of phone call is this? But yeah, so I mean, we've had Rocky since he was a puppy. We got him at 2 months and he was only 8 years old. So.
Damn. Wait, so, all right, I'm sorry. Hold on.
What?
You're super sad that the dog that your parents got after you moved out of the house?
No. I didn't move out yet. I didn't move out till like a year or two after.
Okay. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm still sad for you because I know how much this dog meant. It doesn't hit quite as hard.
No,
I thought this was a dog. I thought this was like a dog you had for like, since you were in high school and stuff.
No. He's our first pet though. Like, we never had a dog before him.
Right. No. Look, I am not saying, I'm not disparaging your feelings.
You sure are.
No, I am not. I am trying to tell you.
I thought he lived with you for a long time.
Let me finish. I am not disparaging your feelings. I am not saying that the way you feel is not perfectly proper. I'm saying that I feel like I might have been feeling a little worse than I should have been for you.
Oh my God.
That like
Okay.
I put a little too much energy into how bad I was feeling because I thought that this was a dog
Wow.
that you had since like high school and you've known that. No, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Before I get too far into everything, I am sorry for your loss.
Thanks.
It does suck. And
so I'm like, okay. And now, so because I was like my brother's companion, like they spent all the time.
My brother's
together.
Companion?
He was essentially my brother's dog. But
Oh, the dog. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about like his wife.
No.
That's all I was like.
My brother's not married.
Well, I don't know. Okay. I figured girlfriend, whatever.
No. Anyway, so that was like my brother. Rocky was my brother's companion, essentially. And so my brother's been texting us like he's going through it. He's like, I don't know what to do because he, on his days off, he would spend time with Rocky and go hiking, things like that. So I was like, oh, so sad. Like, why are you like, yeah. I don't know. My brother's going through grief and I don't think he realizes it, but.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that was his baby. So I get it.
Yeah, no, it sucks. Anytime you lose a pet,
Yeah. Yeah. So
I keep saying that Thor has like 4 or 5 years, but like that's every year that I say that. So one day it's gonna be like, damn, I thought he had 4 or 5 years and he's just gone.
And it's already been 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. So
yeah. So
I already know the EP is not looking forward to when that happens.
Oh man, I can't. Like I can't. My parents are like, we're not gonna get, like my brother's like, we're not gonna get another dog, and they don't want another dog either. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think I'll get another dog after Thor. I really don't.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but like the issue is with Thor, he's been around for so long that, because I have had him since before Asher was born.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So just by the time that, and he's seen me through the birth of my son. He's seen me through my divorce. He's seen me through having to move into this tiny ass apartment from a nice house. He's been there through everything. Okay.
He has been. You know what? That's your companion.
Exactly. So I don't know, like when his time comes to an end, I just don't know if I'll have any energy to start a whole new thing. Yeah. That'll probably change, because I'm a slut. I get it. But, I probably said the same thing after I got divorced from the first wife. I was like, I'm never doing this again. Right? Fast forward 6 years.
And here we are.
Yeah. God.
Oh, man.
I just need to learn to be alone. Oh, gosh. Okay.
Man. All right.
So I asked you this before the show. You said you had never seen the movie Usual Suspects.
Correct.
So that's a movie that stars Kevin Spacey. And essentially, look, I'm not trying to sit here and talk about anything going on with Kevin Spacey. It's just he's in this movie. So, but essentially, it's a whole movie of misdirection in which you're thinking it's one thing and then at the end it swaps out, right? And I had a moment like that watching a movie on Netflix. It's a documentary. It's called Lover, Stalker, Killer. And it was crazy.
Okay.
It's about this dude. First off, he did something that I would have gone to court before I did this, okay? His wife moved to Nebraska, and his ex-wife moved to Nebraska.
Okay.
And she had the kids, and he didn't want to be away from the kids, so he followed them to Nebraska.
Oh, God. Okay.
I mean, unless I'm living in, like, Iowa I don't know. We're going to court. You're not moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so he moves to Nebraska, and he starts going on dating apps, right?
Yeah.
And I'm already going to just preface this. I'm not going to tell a good story about what this movie really is, because it really is one of those movies that you can only watch one time because the twist is so...
Is it just one long, documentary?
Yeah, it's just one documentary.
Oh, okay. We might need to watch it. I love a good serial killer documentary.
So I'm just prefacing that now because if you watch it, it's so easy to give up the twist that I'm just going to, it's a real man!
Oh, you got to hear him actually say it because I don't have my headphones on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bye.
But this guy moves to Nebraska and he starts dating, and he ends up dating this woman who becomes a total psychopath.
Oh my God.
And ruins so many aspects of his life.
Wow, I did not expect that.
And over the course of, I don't know, however many years this thing takes place over, sends thousands, tens of thousands of threatening text messages and emails and everything to every important person in this man's life, and which is very small considering the fact that he moved to Nebraska and doesn't know anyone there. Right? Like I said, at some point there is a massive twist.
Okay.
And you're sitting there like, what? And I hope that you do watch it at some point so that we can discuss it, even if it's off the air.
We'll watch it. We'll watch it after this.
Yeah, don't worry. We're watching it right now.
It's gonna get watched.
But I love and hate those type of movies.
Yeah.
Because I love how they make you feel in the immediacy, right? Because like I said, you're... But then the rewatchability of them is next to nothing. In Usual Suspects, the Kevin Spacey movie I was talking about, it's a little different because what's happening is he's telling a spoiler alert, okay? I'm going to spoil this movie that was made in the 90s. So if you have an issue with that, fast forward 3 minutes. So he's basically, what happens is at the end we find out that he's this drug dealer kingpin guy, right? But throughout the movie, he's telling all of this story from this other perspective, but we find out that he's doing it off of things that he's seeing in this police officer's office. So there is a little bit of, you can go back and see if things were like breadcrumbed along the way or anything like that. I don't really think there's much of that with this documentary, but I do think it's worth a watch, right? But that's what I'm saying. Those movies, I love them and I hate them because I like to be able to rewatch a movie if it's good. That's the point of making it, so that we can enjoy it over and over. But then when it's something that hits you so hard, it's Inception. I watched Inception like 85 times just to be able to.
You have?
Maybe not 85 times, but I've watched it like I had to watch it like 3 times just to be able to figure out the different levels. Okay.
Sure.
Like I was like, okay, so we're in a hotel, but then we're also in a plane, but then there's this ice fortress and
yeah. I think I watched it once and I was like, I don't think I want to watch this again.
See, that was the opposite for me. That was like the little thing in my brain. But that's also why I haven't watched other Christopher Nolan movies like Tenet, because I feel like I'm going to have to watch it 75 times And I don't have that in me anymore. Okay. That's a young man's game. Okay.
Hey, look, sometimes it takes me like a couple days to finish a movie, okay?
Really?
I mean, if we started at night, I'm like, I kind of want to go to sleep now. So then
Oh,
we'll stop,
no.
and then we'll wake up the next day. And...
That's why you have to have specific types of things that you watch at specific times. Yeah. We're not starting a movie after 9 o'clock in this house. Okay.
Smart.
Bob's Burgers or some other 30-minute or less show is coming on after 9 o'clock. Yeah. Why? Because if you hit that point where you're falling asleep, you're only 10 minutes away from the exit, most likely.
Yes.
Oh. The only time something like that happens to me is maybe if I'm on Netflix, but like, no, you got to schedule your life better, Judy. What are we doing that we can just separate? Movies are meant to be watched in one sitting, and you're just changing the whole game. This is why Trump got elected. This is what he needs to fix right here. Okay. This is the ridiculousness of the world. We need better movie watching etiquette. 4 years of movies in their entirety.
Okay.
It really messes with me that you don't watch movies in one sitting.
No, it's not that I don't watch them. I mean, I watch most of the movies we watch in one sitting, but there's occasions where we probably started it too late.
Which freaks me out. Like that, look, it gives me the ick, okay? I'm sorry to tell you. That one thing gives me the ick.
Okay.
Just throw on some other bad shit to happen to me this week.
Like, okay.
I'm speaking for you in that scenario. All right. Okay. We will eject from this. We're gonna try and bring some levity, and we're gonna do an "Am I overreacting?" Okay.
Okay.
All right. Am I overreacting to my boyfriend calling my period gross?
Okay.
Warning, discusses blood.
Thanks for the trigger warning.
I'm just reading. 18 female told my boyfriend 19 male that I needed to empty my menstrual disc. Ooh. Functions similarly to a menstrual cup, basically just catches the blood, and he asked if he could do it for me. After he took it out, it was filled with blood, and he kept talking about how it was gross and how he felt like passing out. I told him to empty it and rinse it out, and he proceeded to spray the blood all over the walls and floor of the shower. I got annoyed with him because it felt like a really immature response. I told him this, and he got mad and slammed my door as he left, which really bothers me and is something I've asked him multiple times not to do. I called him now, even more upset, and he told me that I needed to calm down before talking to him. Am I overreacting here?
First of all, why did the boyfriend offer to empty it out for her?
See,
wait, I'm so.
How does that come up in conversation ever?
I'm so annoyed with that right now.
I have to empty my menstrual disc. I shall do it.
Can I do it for you? Yeah, like what?
But then also, let's say that he did ask that, right? Yeah. Would you ever in 1,000 years hand your menstrual cup to Keith?
No.
Right? That's just...
It's...
Also, where are we taking it out? Because the way that I usually understand it is that as a lady, you'll be in the bathroom on the toilet, you'll pop it out, you flush, and then you go rinse it out if you need to. Like maybe there's other steps, but those are the main ones.
No, that's the main. Yeah, you got the
right. So where are we taking this thing out that you could hand it to someone else?
At home. I mean, I get it. They might be at home.
No, I get that they're at home, but that's what I'm saying. Even if you're at home, like where in your house are you that you're going to pop your menstrual cup out and hand it to somebody to then go and take it into the bathroom to clean it out?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
even if you're in the fucking bedroom, that's
like,
weird, okay?
Yeah, I thought about that. And you're like, are you on the toilet popping it out? Then you're handing it to him? Like, that's it.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then that's weird too.
That's just weirder.
Like, was it just so full?
Like,
Were you like, was it
overreacting? But like at the same time, y'all are just weird. Like, what are we doing here?
No, she is overreacting. Also, it is gross. He volunteered.
Right?
Yes. No. He volunteered thinking, I'm going to try and do my girl a solid, right? They are both weird. They are both weird, but she is overreacting. He volunteers, I'm going to do my girl a solid. And then he realized that he was in the fucking Nosferatu, that it was just Dracula's wet dream down there. And he was like, that's a lot of blood. I was not expecting it to be this. I thought it was going to be like, you know how you get a pinprick and like some blood pops out? Maybe it's a little more than you're expecting. No, this is, I slit my wrist. What's happening down there? And he freaked out because it was a little bit much blood, right?
Yeah, it was probably like, what was that movie? You ever watch Cabin in the Woods? Is it that
No,
show?
I didn't see Cabin in the Woods.
Where there's like a scene where the elevator's open and it's just like blood.
Oh, okay. So that's a scene from multiple movies, but yeah, I've seen that. I was thinking more like Carrie.
Okay.
Where they just dropped it all, you know. But either way, so he acts immature about it, right? Yeah. So if you're asking, are you overreacting about him being immature? No, because he's 19 years old. What'd you expect?
Yeah.
But she's overreacting in the fact that, you know, it is gross. It is a gross thing, and he did not realize what he was signing up for. We have all done that, where we're trying to be a good partner, and we're just going to say we're going to do something, and then it was not what we thought it was when we signed up, and we don't ever end up doing that again.
No, never.
But yeah, still, I just, please, someone... If anyone knows a scenario like this, please, because how does it... Where are you? Here you go. Just
here you go.
Gosh.
Oh man, that's fine.
So before we go, we only have a couple minutes left in this half. I want to have everyone relive a moment of my life that happened about an hour ago.
Okay.
So I do the makeup. I put the wig on.
Yeah.
I'm getting actually used to seeing myself like this now, which is weird. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of the fact. Well, I'm just saying I'm not a fan that like I'm just okay with looking like this now.
You're like, oh, should I straighten my hair?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So, no, I don't like this, and I don't like this thing. Like, I don't like that they made it so visceral right in the front. This part.
Yeah.
But I go look in the mirror and I see myself and I'm just like, ugh. And the EP is like, it's only for the show. It's fine. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm not upset that I'm in drag.
Yeah.
I'm upset that I'm ugly. Like, that's like, it's the fact that this beard does not go with the lipstick. Like, I feel like if I I should have shaved the beard off, right? Yeah. But I also, she loves the beard, so I didn't want to. But that's what it is. It's just that the lipstick and the beard don't really go together is the issue for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, look, I'm like a goth chick now. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. I'm getting out of this before I say something stupid. When we come back, we're going to find out what it is that makes a man worthy or not
What
worthy.
is the word that man used? Top tier is what he
Yeah, what makes a man top tier? That's a good. I should probably do some more research before we do the show. All right, well, we'll talk about that and some other stuff when we come back right here. Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Woo! Welcome back to a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on Conversation. What's wrong? See, it's the hair. The hair is messing with me. Right here on YouTube at TABPOD. So, I'm trying to just get everything together. I heard something very distressing during the break that I'm never allowed to bring up again, and it kind of has broken my brain. So I'm just taking warrior spirit.
Warrior spirit.
warrior S. What's a female warrior? Is it still just a warrior?
I guess. I don't know.
Let's see.
You're gonna Google.
So just so everyone could see this, I don't know how it happened, but this is what happened to my screen at some point from the Chase Bank glitch. It just, I think I tried to upload the image and then it just got stuck there. That's my life. What is a female dog?
Female dog.
Warrior called a warrioress. Thank you, Google AI. Warrior. So now we have the answer to that.
Okay.
Warrior S spirit.
Warrior
S spirit.
Warrior S.
All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with this TikTok video. It's a gentleman talking about the things that make him a top tier male.
Yes.
And then it's going to be a woman giving her thoughts on what she finds to be a top tier male. And then we'll discuss. Okay? And I'm getting myself ready because I have some strong feelings about this.
Okay.
Well, of course, now it doesn't want to work because I didn't check everything properly before. Where is... Oh, wait. Oh, that's why. Had nothing to do with anything other than I just didn't unmute it.
Top tier men, and that is the truth.
You believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about, 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year. And I'm black at that if you add that on. So just if we're speaking about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, no, I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Hold on, before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship, right? They don't want to control their woman. They want to gently lead their woman. A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself. A top tier man supports the dreams and the ideas of a woman. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
And with all that stuff that you just said, that was just womanese talk.
Womanese is also 6'4", black, attractive. I don't know too many women in my circle who desire a 6'4" man still wearing braids.
She ain't got to go off on him at the end like that.
Yes, she did. I'm not even going to defend her, really. But yes, she did, because she gave him a bunch of reasons that she disagreed with him. And instead of saying anything constructive, he said, shut up, you're a woman.
Yeah.
Essentially. So, Judy, how would you describe a top tier man? Because I have issues with both of these people, just so you know. I have issues with both of these people.
Yeah.
So,
I wouldn't start by saying I wanted a 6'4" man. Like, that's not what I would also consider top tier. I think it's more of like, I guess, non-superficial things in a sense and more personality. But
that's okay.
Yeah.
So top tier is for you. It's based on who they are as a person.
Yeah, it's not how they look. Like, I mean, although my man is like,
Okay, so I'm just gonna say top tier is it's how the individual describes it. But if we're gonna talk as let's say overall, height is part of it. Okay, the joke of if someone is 5'11", they're 4 feet shorter than someone who is 6'1" is around for a reason. We do prioritize tall, bigger. You've never heard that?
no, I was like, wait, the math's not mathing.
No, I know. That's the joke. It's where it's like if a guy is like on a dating app, if he's 5'11", you picture him 2 feet shorter than a guy who's 6'1".
Yeah.
Right? So we understand where that meme came from. It came from a specific part of reality in which we do prioritize people who are taller, people who are in better shape, people who make more money. Like, those are things that do put you in a higher tier of people. That doesn't mean that that's the only thing that puts you into that, which is where all the other stuff comes in. But yes, he has a point as to why he is higher tier. What I would say is that if that is all that he is basing his stuff on, then that is all that he should get in return. All he should get is a baddie, with a fat ass and I guess a good job if he's also equating the money aspect. I'm not, but that's what I'm saying. Ugh, sorry, his wig sucks.
Yeah.
So my point with him is that he better not want anything other than what he is bringing to the conversation, right? If all he's saying is I'm top tier because I'm tall and I'm rich and I'm athletic, then don't get upset if you don't have a girl that does everything perfectly 10 out of 10. Now, going to the female side, the issue that I had with her is that all of the things that she said were centric to the woman, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know many women that want someone that only caters to them. Most people I'm not saying that they want to be toxic and they want to be in a fight all the time, but you don't want someone that agrees with you on every single thing.
Right.
You want someone that's going to have an opinion. You want someone that, with their opinion, isn't going to treat you like you're a piece of trash.
Right.
But also is strong and in their convictions. But the way that she was describing it is, even with the end, is I want a man a top tier man is a man who works hard so that he can provide me with the life that I deserve. What the fuck? He doesn't deserve a life. He's out there working all day.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the issue I have with both of these people is it's just too centric. And I understand. This is the world that we live in. Mm-hmm. The world that we live in is we actually don't want to have a conversation that brings us to the middle. Okay? We see it everywhere. We see it in social media. We see it in politics. Hell, we kind of just see it in our everyday lives to a certain degree. But that's not the conversation that people actually want to have. That's the conversation people actually want to have, where it's, I want you to come to my side. I don't want to give up anything on my side. And that's just how things need to be. Yeah. But instead, it needs to, for reality purposes, we need to come in the middle, right? We lock the fingers and we come in the middle. Because if you're just focusing on what you bring to the table or what that other person can do for you in order to bring up their status,
right,
then it's going to be a mistake, right? Like, the things that I love about the EP and why she is so perfect for me is because she tries to make every aspect of my life a little easier while also being a constant pain in my ass. Okay? She challenges me. She's bratty in the most loving way, in which it makes me think, like, sometimes I'm like, all right, I'll give into it. But other times it challenges me to be like, no, this is going too far. And then it also lets her know, like, okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have, taken a lighter to you. I don't know. I'm just,
Oh my God. EP. Why would you say it like that?
look, we don't kink shame in this house, okay? That's all I'm going to say.
You know what? You're right. Look, what happens behind closed doors.
Okay.
My bad.
So, but that is the point, is that we build each other up. Mm-hmm. There are certain things that we bring to the table that would classify us as top tier, right? Mm-hmm. But there's no one thing that does it. And if you're only worried about what can be brought to you, then you're never going to find a top tier person, because because guess what? The other thing too, is when we say top tier, also understand it like this. We talking top tier prospects, okay? No one has ever entered into a relationship and was perfect from the very beginning. Mm-hmm. Things could have been great, and they can still be great, but at some point you got into a fight. At some point they did something that annoyed you. At some point something happened, and guess what happened from there? You talked about it, and you grew into a better couple, and so on. We talking top tier prospects.
The number 1 draft pick. Okay.
Yeah. And my prospect better be able to come to the goddamn middle on some stuff. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, if we were talking top tier, coming in, made fully, and I don't have to worry about shit ever, okay, maybe that's different. And I can have a conversation with you about some stuff. But that's not the case. God. I really like, why are these so popular on why are so many people are like, yeah, you tell him, girl, or yeah, you speak on it, king. Like, all of these people are just saying the same dumb shit over and over again, and I don't even think that they believe it to a certain degree. I really don't. It's hard for me to hear a guy say that I am a top tier male based on things that are solely aesthetic.
Yeah.
Right? And it's hard for me to believe that any woman actually believes that a top tier man is just someone who will only do things for them.
Yeah. Because
that's also part of it. Like, yes, our person, we want to be around our person all the time, right? But sometimes we don't. Sometimes we want our person to have their own shit to do.
Yeah.
So that we can do our own stuff.
Yes, that's very important.
Okay, I'm going to stop. Judy, hit us with the threads, please.
All right, I'm sorry. This wig is itchy.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. Okay, so a few threads. There's just some that I want to talk, not that I want to talk about it, but some of them I'm like, wow, this actually made sense. So you lived alone for a good chunk of your life, right? Like, just by yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's this thread that said, living alone is so crazy. You go back home, you shower, you eat, you use your phone, and you just stay silent until the next day when you talk to someone. And I lived alone for the first time when COVID happened. Now, when I tell y'all that I probably didn't talk to any person in face-to-face, I would go weeks, was wild times for me. I would not talk. You know what I mean? I think about it now and I'm like, wow.
What do you mean you wouldn't talk to anyone for weeks? You didn't have work or anything?
I worked, but it's not like we had meetings. I would just Teams them, not actually speaking to someone.
Wow, that's crazy.
It is crazy to think about that. I mean, but it'll change once you talk to someone on, FaceTime or something. But I would go weeks where I don't speak.
And you hadn't met Keith yet?
No, I hadn't met Keith yet.
Wow.
That was a very rough time for me, living in a new city and not talking to anyone.
Yeah, because
It
you
was-
just moved to Dallas when that happened.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yep, two months after living into Dallas, the world just shut down. So then I'm just stuck in my own apartment, like,
See,
and
I
everyone's
don't.
stuck at home. It's
So even when I've lived alone, it's been probably 2 decades since I haven't had a living organism in the house, though, right?
mhm.
So like, even if you're not like having full on conversations, like, "Hey, Thor, your food's ready. Hey, this, that,"
I
right?
also didn't have a pet yet.
Right. No, for
Yeah,
you,
that's
I'm saying for you, I totally get that. The thing where you might not have actually said words
Words.
for a full week.
Yeah.
But no, for me, I can't relate to a degree because if you have a pet in any regard,
You talk,
unless you're an evil person, you talk to it.
right.
I mean,
you know
unless
it, you love it. I would
mean,
hope.
obviously, if
At
you're
least.
mute or if there's a disability, that's different, right? But like, if you're capable of talking, then you're just evil if you don't talk to your dogs or your pets, I should say.
Yeah, your pets.
So
man.
yeah, I mean, it sounds right. No, like that's.
It's pretty crazy.
I feel bad that happened to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, anyway, so no more sad stuff. This one I wanted to hear your opinion on, or I guess your answer.
Okay.
It says if you had to live in one resort in Vegas for a week and you couldn't leave the property, which one would you choose?
How should I know? Like,
Have you not been into the hotels? Like,
I mean, yeah, but they're all the same for the I haven't done like a deep dive on any of them.
well, now you have
But
to pick on top of your head.
Okay, Circa, I guess, because it's the newest one,
Huh. I would have not thought about Circa.
right? Like,
Interesting you chose that.
but yeah, they're all look, it's not about which one. See, this question is from someone who obviously does not live in Vegas, okay? Because the question isn't which one would you stay at for a week?
Yeah,
It's
no.
which one would you not want to stay at for a week? That's the actual question.
Wait, what?
So the actual question should have been not which one would you stay at for a week? Because at a certain point they're all the same, right? If the Wynn, Circa, Caesar's Palace, right? They're all higher end ones, right?
Yeah.
So then it
Yeah.
becomes which one would you not want to stay at for a week?
I see.
Right? So
Yeah,
like
okay.
I don't want to stay at what's a circus?
Yeah.
I
Although you
don't.
you don't have to leave the property and you can go to what's the place called Adventure Dome.
Yeah, but if you can't leave the property, that is almost worse. Okay.
True, man. At least you got things.
This one I don't want to leave the property because of where it is, but I don't want to spend a week at the Stratosphere. Okay.
Fair. Okay.
Because it's across the street from the Circus, I don't want to spend a week at the SLS. Right? Not as bad, but on the same tip, don't want to spend a week at the Excalibur. Who am I, King Arthur? For anyone who doesn't know, the Excalibur is a hotel that is actually shaped like a castle.
It is like maybe the oldest casino right now. No, maybe
It's like that and Circus. Like they're both right there.
they're both kind of run down and
Yeah. Oh, and last but not least, I don't want to spend a week at the Luxor.
no, the Luxor. Meh. Okay, so I choose if I'm where I would want to stay and I can't leave. I chose the Venetian.
Yeah, which is a fine choice, right? But what is it other than the theme, right? Other than the theme, you get to be in a gondola and everything. What's the difference between being at the Venetian and being at the Wynn?
I don't know. I think
But that's my point. Like,
Yeah.
if there is something very
unless the Wynn
specific,
is just higher tier. Like, is it more
but
luxury?
either way, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have enough money that you're spending an entire week inside of a hotel, right?
Yeah.
Unless there is a specific theme, like I get with the Venetian, because you get to do the gondolas and everything. Maybe you like that the wind smells like vanilla when you walk into it or whatever, right? Unless there is a very specific thing, it's not going to be like, oh, let me tell you.
Yeah.
The Wynn has a pool that you cannot. No, they all have pools.
Yeah.
No, but the buffet at this one place. No, they all have buffets.
But the buffet at Wynn is supposedly top tier, though.
Right, but they all have a buffet that is supposedly top. I'm not saying that the Wynn doesn't maybe have the best of the best,
Yeah.
but it's not like if you spent a week at the Caesar's Palace buffet, you'd be like, this is fucking garbage.
This is garbage.
Right? Like, plus how many times, maybe if you have like an unlimited pass type situation, but how many times are you going to go to a buffet that costs you $150 to go to?
Oh God, no.
Right? It's not like you're hit.
That.
Now, if you can get those wristbands, are you like in and out access?
Man, that'd be lit.
Right? That's what they need.
need
You
to
get
come
free alcohol and free buffet access. That's
Yes, all day with your little wristband.
we will not. But the thing with that is, you will not be getting Wynn quality buffets. You'll be getting Golden Corral quality buffets if it is full access.
Or it would cost
So
like an arm and a leg.
no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's one or the other. Like
yeah. That's funny. I think that was my last tweet, my last thread, really. The other
Okay.
ones are just kind of more of just saying, like this one that says, true or false, I guess. Finding out a friend is an undercover enemy is worse than getting cheated on.
So what defines an undercover enemy? I'm not aware of this terminology.
I guess for me, an enemy with somebody who's like being nice, who's nice to you and is friendly, but then is also just like wishing your downfall. And like
So would I classify an undercover enemy as a frenemy? Because my brain takes things too literally is the issue right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So because I'm thinking undercover, it means like your actual enemy sent someone to go be your friend.
Oh no, not wow.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I need more.
How does your brain go to that section?
Because undercover. Why else would you be undercover unless someone sent you on a mission? But obviously that's not what happens in real life, because that is something that only happens in television, which is why my brain does that, because that is a television story. Okay, I'll tell you again how literal my brain is, okay? So the EP has gotten really, really into stenography over the last couple days, right? And it's because stenography, I always thought it was just typing in shorthand. It's not. It's literally its own full-ass language and everything, right?
Yeah. You're like typing 200 words per minute, I think is what.
Right, but you're really not because I saw some of the things, like it'll be like 4 spaces an E, 17 spaces a K, 13 spaces and 3 J's and a Z, and it'll be car park. Like literally that's what happens.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to do that off of phonetic sounds of words that we're speaking, right? And when I was in college, had to learn how to write phonetically, because if you're typing out a script that someone else is reading, they have to know how to say names properly. Uh-huh. And I kid you not, the amount of time that I spent on hearing the end of my own name to hear if it was Erison or Erison, Erison or Erison. Like, I was in my room. It was probably only like 20-ish minutes or whatever doing something like this.
Yeah.
But I did it multiple times. And B, who needs to spend that much time on their own name? So could you imagine me as a stenographer just be like, oh God, did he say place or place? Tire or tier? I can't. Stop. Slow down. Alliterate your words better.
Mr. Lawyer, sir.
God. So yeah, my brain is too literal. So when we say undercover enemy, we need a little more direction on. She a spy from the Kremlin?
Right. Oh no.
Okay, so it's not a frenemy. So
It's not a frenemy. It's just someone. I mean, I guess you initially thought they're your friends, right? Like, but then you're secretly, as my friend, you're just secretly like, I hate this bitch. Like, why am I even here?
yeah, like I've never come across that.
Okay.
Have you? Have you come across it where someone was your friend and then
not in my adulthood, but like high school, yeah.
Okay.
Like I don't count them. I don't count.
So what they like? Well, no, we have to count that because that's our only experience with it. So in high school, they would count it, or like they would come and befriend you, and then like what would happen? How are they plotting your downfall?
My downfall. Oh God, there's so many instances that happen in high school. There was one, yeah, because girls are catty. It is what it is. Like high school girls are just so bad.
I mean, my only experience with high school girls is Degrassi, so
Yeah, there you go. Is there any? I don't think I've watched enough Degrassi to let you know who was an undercover enemy in their group of friends.
right. Well, I'm just gonna for me because even if you said it, I think I would still think of I understand the difference between the two. Okay, no. I think I figured it out. Frenemies and undercover enemies are the exact same, but frenemies are for adults and undercover enemies are for children 18 and under. Right? Okay. Because the undercover enemy, and from the way that I'm understanding it, the only real difference is how far they will go to fuck your shit up.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And as adults, we just we have a line, and it's not that we don't want to see your downfall. It's that we don't want to deal with the repercussions. Right? Because we got a life. We have built this thing up to a certain degree. So if I bring you down, now I got to be watching my back the whole time, waiting for you to come back. I ain't got that kind of time. Right?
True.
In high school, you don't know any better. You're like, I fucked her boyfriend. I don't care. Whatever.
Whatever.
What's gonna happen? I'm graduating next week. I'll never see her again.
Still going to fourth period, so
yeah. Fast forward 15 years, you got a mortgage. You can't just leave. Enemies and undercover, or frenemies and undercover enemies. Same thing, different times.
So you're saying that it is not worse than getting cheated on?
What's overall not worse than getting cheated on?
I'm like, that was the whole thread. It wasn't about it was discovering a friend was an undercover enemy is worse than getting cheated on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that was the boring part. Sorry. Not your thread, not what you chose for a thread, because that was your throwaway thread, but it was more important to find out the difference between a frenemy and an undercover enemy.
Yeah.
Okay. Finding out that your friend is an undercover enemy is worse than. Well, honestly, that's a hard one because honestly, your boyfriend probably cheated on you with the undercover enemy. Yeah. So, what
a tough life.
Yeah, like that sucks just because you probably just lost who you thought was your friend, your best friend, and your boyfriend all in one go.
Damn, what a rough one, bro.
All right, before we get out of here,
yes,
I did want to hear how you snuck Keith into your work trip and how that went.
It actually went really well. So when we got into San Diego, it was early in the morning. So we're like, all right, we're just going to get some breakfast burritos because obviously San Diego has the best breakfast burritos out there.
Don't.
I think they do. At least the place. I don't know. Anyways, we're getting off topic. We went to the zoo.
Okay.
And have you ever been to the San Diego Zoo?
I have not, but I do know that it's fire. I've been to the San Diego. The zoo was like, I don't think it was closed, but it wasn't. We went to the aquarium regardless.
Okay, if you ever get a chance to take Asher, 100% recommend San Diego Zoo. So dope. I mean, if you just want to take EP too, that's cool. Y'all can do a little vacation. It's for all ages. Anyways.
Okay, so I can take my whole family on a trip. Thank you.
Yes. Family trip to the zoo. Anyway,
you know, that's so funny though, real quick, because I know why you did that. And it's because you know who EP is as a person. And you were like, if I don't tell him to take her, she's gonna be offended. And so I need to fix this.
I'm sorry, I meant to say it as take your whole family or just as a couple trip. That's kind of where I was going. If you want to leave your son behind, then make it a couple's trip, then that's fine too.
Okay, he can take care of himself. It's fine.
He's with his mom. I don't know. Wow.
Anyway, so you're in San Diego. You go to the zoo.
We go to the zoo, and the pandas are back. So I don't know if you know, but China lent us more pandas, and there's 2 in San Diego, and there's 2 in the National Zoo right now. And those are the only ones that are in the U.S.
What's the National Zoo?
In D.C.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm not a zoo. I'm not learned in the ways of zoos, okay? I know about San Diego, and that's about it.
Yeah, so, sorry, the National Zoo.
For anyone who's wondering, there's a petting zoo in Nevada, but there's no actual zoo.
There used to be, right?
I don't think so.
There used to be, it used to be on Rancho and...
That's the petting zoo.
Oh, I thought they called it like the zoo, though.
No, that's the petting zoo. It's always been a petting zoo.
No, I feel like no, it did not used to always be a petting zoo.
Anyway, so you're in San Diego eating breakfast burritos with pandas.
Yes, the best thing. I haven't seen pandas up close like that, but and I'm like, I love pandas so much. So they had, I think one, I don't know if it was the female or the male that they had, but it's just like right in front of you, in front of the plexiglass. I was like, oh my God, it's like the pandas. And it was like so great because you had to go in at a timed reservation. And by the time we got there and back around, the pandas started leaving. And I go, oh my God, Keith, how bad are these for these people who had to wait in line? Because we were all in awe with these guys.
Keith was like, fuck them.
Yeah, he's like, oh, well, tough luck. Maybe they should have gotten it earlier time. But we had, the zoo was so cool. And then that evening, we had our welcome mixer for the work. And it was Keith's birthday. So I surprised him because I got there earlier and he came a little after. I told one of the servers, I was like, hey, do y'all have some kind of dessert? It's my husband's birthday. I want to give him a little cake or something. So they come out with this slice of cheesecake and it had had his little candle and we got to sing to him. But he did not know what was happening.
I'm sure he was super thrilled that all these strangers that he didn't know were singing him happy birthday. I'm sure he was super thrilled.
He was.
No, he was not. No, he was not. He is a good husband and didn't make a scene. But he was not happy about that. No one ever likes it when it's a bunch of it's one thing if you're at a restaurant and you're with your family and then a bunch of servers come out. No, it was you and then all of your work people, and then all of the catering staff, and he's just there looking like an asshole with a piece of cheesecake with a candle in it. Why are you?
What's the haircut?
What cheap Chinese factory did you buy that from? Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh my God! This shit is just shh.
See, it's hard having curly hair.
But yeah, so the rest of the weekend was fine. I literally was working the whole time. And we had a bonfire and that was pretty dope. I was like,
oh my God.
what is this?
So the main company is in San Diego, yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes the bonfire thing makes sense. That's
our
way
headquarters, I guess.
You work at a hippie establishment. And that's fine. That's totally fine that your boss is a hippie, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's
But man, I'm telling you, every time I go to San Diego, I never want to leave. And then I look at like the house prices.
Yeah.
No,
I've
I can never afford to live in
I've
San Diego.
always said that if money was no object, the two places that I would love to live, San Diego and then Barcelona, because Barcelona is just Spanish San Diego. Like it is gorgeous there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, money is a very much a factor in everything. So
Yeah, I was like, Keith, could we ever afford $1 million? And it's like half the size of our house.
that's the thing too, is like it's $1 million, but then you're downgrading. You know, I remember
all of it. Ugh.
I saw you looking at townhomes just in my area, and you were like, "Fuck, man, this is ridiculous."
Yeah.
So,
Well, maybe I'll get better.
no, we'll have to get one of those tiny homes. That's really just a manufactured home on a trailer.
Yeah.
You live on the beach.
Perfect until.
Hey. I mean, it worked for Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon. It could work for me. Mm-hmm. He was single. He was single with a dog, though.
Yeah, would it work for EP and Asher and Thor?
I mean, it would work for Thor.
Yeah.
As long as there's food and pets, he's fine.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the EP loves the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to convince them to move into a trailer on the beach. I might be able to do it. I mean, Asher will do whatever. He's just down for the good time.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Where would he go to school? Would you homeschool him in your trailer?
I'm sure that there is a fucking school by the beach somewhere. Where, I don't know.
You need a permanent address, though.
Yeah, in the trailer. Permanent address, Ryan's trailer.
Ryan's trailer on Pacific Beach.
Yeah, exactly. And then if we don't like the school that we're zoned for, we just move the trailer to a different school zone. Boom, done. Your son's been expelled. Fuck you, we're going to a different school. How about that?
Why don't more people do this?
Yeah. It really is. I don't understand what the issue is. I really Plus, all that we need your physical address so that we know where to send everything to. That's bullshit. Everything's online anyway.
That's true.
You know?
Very true.
There are so many ass whoopings that get handed out now that used to not get handed out because the report card would get lost in the mail.
I always wonder that. I go, Keith, do they even hand out like physical report cards these days? Like, that is so crazy.
Nope. Everything is online.
The end of the quarter, and they're like, you have to get your your report card stamped or something by the whomever. Yeah.
How old are you that you're talking about getting your report card stamped?
Yeah, did you had it too, right?
No, they just sent mine in the mail, and then I would I would watch the mailbox till the mailman came so I could throw it away.
The quarterly ones, not like the semester ones. The semester ones would get mailed to you, right? Or whatever, how that worked. But there's like quarterly ones, your progress reports. That's what they were.
My mom had me forging her name when I was like in 8th grade, man. So it was,
You're right.
She was a working woman, okay? She didn't have time for all these things like grades.
Oh, man.
She told me to figure out how to get into AP math on the first day of school, and then I don't think we had a conversation about grades for the rest of my time in high school. Figure it out. You're smart. You'll be fine.
Oh, I remember when my brother's report card, like when he was in high school and the report card would be in the mail, my brother would purposely go to sleep early so he doesn't have to talk to my dad about his report card. Oh,
gotta do what you gotta do.
Now they can do it. Now that's email to you directly.
Yeah. Oh man, the school district loves sending emails. I get just dumb stuff. Hey, we had an update to our server. I don't care. I don't care that you're using Windows 15 now. Like, leave me alone. God. All right. That does it for this week's episode of A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Thank you guys for coming along the journey with us. Thank you for listening, liking, sharing, subscribing. Otis! Otis, drop Jamar Chase. It's ridiculous that one player got you 40 points against me in fantasy. I'm trying to be good in this fantasy league, and then you just come and you just right in the face.
Hey,
right in the face.
if it's any consolation, I beat Otis 2 weeks ago in our other league, and then I just beat him last week in our league, so he lost to me twice in a row.
It's not any consolation. I need to beat him, okay? God. But yeah, that does it for this episode. Thank you guys again, and we will see you next time right here on A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Bye.
Bye.
Teeth look extra white.
Yeah, it's that red lipstick. That's what it is.